We are now going to look at how to check your links in InDesign. Notice I have my links panel open. If that is not open for you, that can be reached through Window and then Links. And this panel is a panel you can pull out and expand to see more details. So let's take a look at some of the information we have in our links. First of all, whatever image I have selected will then be highlighted in blue in our links panel. We can also see a path to where this image is down in the bottom part of the links panel. By the way, if you can't see this, just expand that little drop down arrow. So let's look at some of the information we have available with our link info. We have the name of our image, our format, color space, the size of the image, actual pixels per inch, and the effective pixels per inch. Those are kind of the key places to look at information. So let's talk about what we should see. And there's different things we should see depending on if we are going to say an EMAG or for a printing purpose. If we are going to an EMAG, a JPEG with an RGB color space at 72 ppi is perfectly fine. That's because JPEGs are with a color space of RGB that will view well online or on screens, and we don't need higher than 72 pixels per inch because most monitors are in the range of 72 to 150. So this would be fine for that application. So let's talk about for print press, what do you need? For print press, you would need a TIFF, possibly an EPS format. A good rule of thumb is to talk to your printer about what their best format is and work with them on that output. If you are using a TIFF, you want a color space of CMYK to print. Print presses run with the cyan, magenta, yellow, and black for plate printing. So you would want that to be in CMYK. And let's talk about resolution. Your resolution depends on something called the line screen, which is the half dots screen that is used to print all images on paper. Now every print press is going to have a different line screen, and line screen is kind of an old school term. So if you've heard lines per inch, that's typically what line screen is. A more contemporary term is pixels per inch, or PPI. You might have also heard DPI, or dots per inch. All of those are interrelated. So a general rule of thumb is ask your print press, what is your line screen? Or what should my resolution be on my photos? If your line screen is 150, you simply double it, and that is your pixels per inch. So if your local pressman says, oh, our line screen is at 150, you know your photos should be at a resolution of 300 pixels per inch. When I see two numbers at effective PPI, that means that my image is stretched. And again, I can see that if I select my photo and go up here, that image is stretched. So in our next video, we are going to look at what do you do when, as is the case with all of these photos, your images are not in the correct format, color space, or resolution.